So, our Hoosiers football team definitely seems to have the 76 coding. Definitely seems like there's a route perfectly set up for them to win a championship. But if there's one thought that crossed my mind that might complicate things. So I'm thinking they could be doing one of two things basically with Ohio State. They could be putting them under exactly like I said with the Michigan thing, which makes perfect sense to me. And then it's Lions beating Browns, so you can go, what a coincidence, see some sort of curse or something like that. Or it could be the old switcheroo. We could still be a year out from Indiana on both championships. Maybe for some reason they are running it. I think it makes more sense to stagger it and milk it for like 2 years. But if they just want to get Indiana in and out, make it super fishy, get some reporters on the scene to tell you they stole them, and you see it within like a couple months so it's fresh in your mind, that makes perfect sense too. And if I had to pick someone else to win the championship, I'm going to say I would have to pick Ohio State, because then you got Ohio State as champions in your mind. Cleveland Browns are in the Super Bowl. They're favored. You're thinking, oh, it is scripted and this is a connection. Ohio State wins football. Cleveland wins the Browns. But really, Ohio State is the only championship you're getting all year. And you got to wait until next year for the Guardians. So I'm officially making coach's pick. Like I said, it's Hoosiers one of these next 2 years. One of those 2 years that it isn't, I'm going Ohio State, and I'm thinking it might be Ohio State right here, right now. No cap. Hoping I'm wrong, but we don't really hope. We just analyze, and you heard exactly where Coach is at with it. So I'd like to hear y'all weigh in your comments on this one. This is a tough pick, y'all. But is Michigan going down? Is Michigan going down to, is Ohio State going down to Michigan next week? It's right in front of everybody. Have you doubt them? Watch them go out in curse fashion. Cuyahoga burns. Cavs, get to the Lakers thing and lose. And then our Guardians take it over. Or, I really can't call it. It's Indiana or Ohio State. I know that for sure, I feel like. But is it Indiana right here? Is it Indiana next year? It has nothing to do with this loss. It has to do with what is the fucking curse right now? Like, is Indiana still completely cursed and then they got some magical year where both their teams just explode? Maybe the Pacers do something good too. It's been a while for them. Who knows? But this one's certainly tougher than Lions Browns, certainly tougher than Guardians Dodgers, certainly tougher than Lakers Cavs, but those picks certainly weren't made overnight, right? The least of which being the Guardians pick, I'd say. So he could be, Coach really has a good pattern to this one. Showing up late to the party, but he's actually at the wrong party the year early, right? Oh, I got to just sit here for a year and it comes to me. That's fine too. So whichever way it shakes out with the Hoosiers, we're going to be at a good spot. But I'm thinking this might be one of those rare instances where it's smart to hedge with Ohio State. I think we'll know a lot more after next week, right? Maybe even Ohio State loses to Michigan, still wins the whole thing. It's tough to call. This one's tough to call. It's hard not putting in the work and then trying to show up, but Indiana's definitely coded up. Why'd they get the 67? Is it just, it's like Lions got some coding last year too, setting up for this year. Is it just some of that? Like, hey, start paying attention. Not quite yet. We know we get signs. We don't always know. Is it saying the party's here or the party's there, right? So tough read. Coach is trying to sort through the tea leaves, make it look a little bit clearer, but certainly not the easiest of calls once again. So my official pick is Ohio State loses to Michigan, Indiana blows out Purdue, and then either one of those teams wins it. It's really hard to say which. Now, what I like in Indiana's favor as far as football logic, they got plenty of opportunities to rematch Ohio State. They might somehow get into that championship game, and the Big Ten championship, face them there, beat them right away. They could beat them in the playoffs. They could beat them in the national championship. It's really tough to say, honestly. Now, I don't feel like has Indiana played a ton of good. I mean, they beat the defending national champs. And if the national champs can beat Ohio State, logic says Indiana can beat anybody right now. And that's kind of still where I'm at, but I can't tell if it makes more like I think this is the tell is that Cleveland Browns already won. Right? You know what I mean? So it's like, oh man, that would kind of be perfect timing though. I might have to go Ohio State, y'all. I really don't fucking know on this one.